What's good, y'all? It's Swayze. Before I start this video, real quick, thank you to those of you who have been keeping up with this build series. Whether you've been keeping up or if you're brand new to my channel, you've never been here before, I hope you're looking forward to watching this E36 get sideways for the first time. I did get pretty behind on these videos because I was focusing on my time on actually getting the car ready. I was on a pretty bad time crunch, but I got the car ready and I'm making up for it by getting these videos out almost every day. The build series is now done, and I'm getting this drift event video out. This drift event actually happened last weekend, so I am a little over a week behind, but I did get it out. And after this, I still got a couple more videos to put out from when I went to England last March. So I'm also pretty behind on that, but that's even more drift footage, more red E36 footage for y'all. So again, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy the video. All right, so we made it to Drift Evergreen. I thought I was pretty last minute. Well, I was. I showed up about 11:28, and they said the driver's meeting's at 11:30, but it's now like 11:45, and they're still doing tech. Just got my car tech. That passed, no problem. It's my first time here, so they automatically put me in C group, which is honestly best because I don't know this car at all. So it's gonna be something completely new to me. I gotta figure out what's going on with the suspension. The guy who sold me the coilovers is actually gonna, well, he should be here today. I think that's the driver's meeting. The guy who sold me the coilover should be here today, so I could ask him what's up with that. And I got the wheels and tires to put on. All right, so I just went to the driver's meeting, got my wristband. So first thing I'm gonna do is load up wheels and tires, go to the tire machine, get them swapped out. So, funny story, these are actually 18s, not 17s. I wasn't actually there to pick them up. Someone else bought them for me. So, and I never got a good look at them till now. So it looks like I'm running the stock wheels today. So I got the new tires on the rear, good to go there. My front tires at full lock are rubbing against the frame, so I gotta bash out the frame with a hammer a little bit, and we should be good to go. I want to lower the front, but honestly I want some seat time, so I'll probably just run it like that for now. Here are the rear tires I just replaced. They're not that bad. There is some pretty bad dry rotting, but I mean, you're not really worried about that for drifting. I'm just running the new tires just to feel them out, feel the consistency. If I was in the UK right now though, I'd 1000% run these. It's hot as balls in here. I think, I didn't even check if I still have AC. Everything's set to heat, maybe that's why. That'd be so funny if I have AC. So I didn't get it on camera, but I just made my first lap, and you didn't miss much because I just kept straightening out. In my UK car, this is a second gear lap all day long. But in this car with a lot less power and much shorter gearing, I gotta hit most of these corners in third. So I'm gonna try again and use the correct gear this time. And it feels so different with, you know, so much less power. It feels so different controlling the car. Also, sitting this low in the car makes a big difference too. So I'm gonna try this lap in third, and next time I go out, I'll have the camera mounted up somewhere so y'all can see. Sometimes when I pull forward a little bit and stop, I hear a knocking sound coming from the back. I don't know if I got something loose back there. I probably got something loose back there. I don't know what it is though. So I just did 3 laps, and there's a couple things. I think I'm gonna up the tire pressure because it's really hard to break traction. Do full throttle clutch dumps, just stay straight. So I can't get it to step out. I'm gonna up the PSI to like, tires are cold now, so I'm gonna up the PSI to like 30. There's also a knocking sound in the rear end that I want to address. Also, this hood pin that I installed yesterday is now broken. I just don't stop having problems with hood pins. Also, it's hot. My radiator mount is not there, so I'm gonna drill some holes and zip tie that before the fan eats it up. So it turns out the nut won't go any further down because it's actually bottomed out on the thread, so I need a washer or two in there. So that's why the tie rod is loose. All right, so we know why the steering feels so loose. So it's not that hard to go to Home Depot or something and get some washers. That's easy. I'm running 40 PSI in the rear, and I'm gonna put 35 up front. I was talking to this guy, Ryan. I actually met him the one time I came here last season. Cool guy. He said with the low power and even more grip that I run in the UK car, I run 205s on that. I'm running 215s now. So, and I'm running new tires. I only run used tires on the car in the UK. So I got more grip and less power. And he said, you're doing it right by entering it third. But I was just trying to dump the clutch and get it to slide. But he essentially said, send it. So like, get some good weight transfer going and just hammer down to the floor. So I'm gonna try that next time I go out. But right now it's 4 o'clock, which means the comp is about to start, and C group doesn't go back out until 5:30. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, 5:30 C group goes back out after the comp. So I got some time. I would go out to Home Depot, but I want to watch the comp. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'll get some clips for you guys. Hopefully by today I can get comfortable in this car, get at least 2 or 3 good laps linking the whole track. So this tire was at like 55 psi or 50 or something crazy like that. Then that tire with the leak was at like 20. So the front tire pressures were super uneven. And then I zip tied the radiator to this thing. I forgot what it's called, but you see it. You see it. C group is up now, so let's hit some laps. So I don't know what that knocking sound was, but that was a way better entry. Much better entry. The wheels or the tires rubbing on the frame is not helping at all. It's almost acting like a front brake. So if you saw me spin out on turn 1, that was because the tires are rubbing on the frame and it's slowing the front wheels down. So if I can get that fixed, if I can clearance the frame so it's not hitting the tires, then we should be in a lot better shape. I go wrong there? Probably not enough weight transfer, because my last two initiations were pretty good. And that initiation, I didn't break the rear end at all. I just went straight. I probably got 1 or 2 more runs left. We got 15 minutes left here, so I got 1 or 2 more runs before it moves to Group B group. I want to get 1 lap where I link the track. I gotta link the track at least once, and I'll be happy. So looking back on the footage, I turned left, and I dumped the clutch right as I turned right, when I should have turned right, let the car, you know, transfer the weight, and then dump the clutch. So I'm gonna make sure I do it right this time. And if I do that correctly and I get the 3rd to 2nd shift, then I should be able to link the first 3 corners pretty well. So I don't know if you heard what that guy said, but basically he said every time I go into the corner, I'm lifting my front wheel off the ground, like I'm doing wheelies. So these coilovers definitely need adjusting. And that would explain a lot of why it's so hard to get the car to step out. So I've been trying to figure out why the car is so hard to get to step out. The track marshal told me every time I would go, the front end would lift up like crazy. So not only are these coilovers super high up, they're super loose. So I gotta find somebody with a coilover wrench and borrow it from them, and I gotta lower these coilovers and I gotta make them stiffer. So I found someone to borrow some coilover wrenches off of, and I got the front end lower and a little bit stiffer, and the rear end I was able to get stiffer. I couldn't really get it lower because I couldn't get the nut loose, but it's not really that important. It's not super high up. The front was super high up, and now it's okay. Car definitely needs wheels, but unfortunately I missed my last chance to get a run in by like a few minutes, so that sucks. It's disappointing, but it's a 2-day event. I'm sleeping over here, so in the morning there's more chances to go. So hopefully with the rear end being stiffer and the front end being shorter, or lower, not shorter, the car reacts better. Hopefully I can have some better control over it. We're gonna find out tomorrow. All right, so right now we're cruising at about 45. A lot of vibration going on. A ton of vibration. You can kind of see it right there. Get an idea. Whenever I'm driving, just regular driving in a straight line, there's a small smell of clutch. I can smell the clutch a little bit, which is a little concerning, but it gets trailered to and from the track, so it'll be okay. The front rear brakes are squeaking like crazy. Like, not even just when I hit the brakes, just all the time. All right, so I made it back. We actually got less than 10 minutes till C group goes out. Unfortunately, I lost my parking spot, but that's all right. Discovered a huge issue with the car. If you remember, the previous owner put these washers where these struts go, because there were holes in there. Well, if you look at the other side, yeah, that's bad. That's really bad. So I did go and get some washers to put on the tie rod nuts, so I'm gonna have to make those work. Also got some self-tappers for the loose fender. So here's what I was able to do. I just got some washers on there. It's not perfect, but it should get me through the rest of this event till I can get some reinforcement plates. All right, y'all, so I'm in the lanes. I tried installing the washers on the tie rod ends, and it would still spin. I couldn't get it all the way tight. So I'm still gonna have to deal with the loose steering, but I got the washers on the rear strut, so that shouldn't be as much of an issue. And this will be my first run out after adjusting the coilovers, making them stiffer and making the front lower. So hopefully the car feels a little bit better and I can do a little something more with it. car felt better. I actually spun out instead of, well, I did straighten out at first, and then when I tried to correct it, I spun out. So the car does feel better. Like, I definitely feel like I can do more with the way it's set up now, but now I just gotta rely on my own skill. So I even tried putting a washer on the bottom of the tie rod. You see it? I tried putting a washer on each side of the tie rod, and it's still spinning. I can't get it tight. I'm not sure why it's doing that. But I also got a self-tapper in this fender, so it's not flying around. I even painted it red, so it's like it never happened. But we're about to go on in 5 minutes. I'm actually gonna be on time for this round. That was the second gear entry. I think that was my problem. I think my problem was entering in third. So second gear is the one. That felt way, way better. Something's definitely broken. I can't see anything from it here. Yo, I think it was just my bumper. I bounced the car up and down. I checked out the coilovers. Everything looks fine. I don't see a problem. I'm back on track now, and I do still kind of hear the sound. And I'm not sure if it's the bumper. I gotta be honest. There's only like 15 minutes left in this session, so I'm just gonna send it. That's probably 1 or 2 runs. Don't know what that sound is. That started happening like when I got back from AutoZone. It's with wheel speed. It's probably just my dust shield or something like that. That I'm not too worried about. So my boy Ryan said it could be trailing arm bushing. He listened to it from the outside. He said that's possible, even especially since everything is stock. So definitely something I'll check out. My session's over anyway, so I got like another hour to kill. All right, so I'm about to go back out. This is gonna be the last session of this weekend. So far, I've made 1 or 2 clean laps. I haven't linked the whole track, mostly because of the turn coming up to the hairpin. But I have made 1 or 2 decent laps where I can actually understand the car and feel it out. So we're gonna see how this last session goes. I still got that knocking sound in the back, but I'm just gonna pretend it's not there. It does, I feel like it does affect the driving, but it could also just be in my head. It could be that I'm afraid to break something, so I let off a little bit. I'm just gonna pretend it's not there. I didn't drive it here. I got a trailer. I'll just tow it home if I have to. So if it breaks, it breaks. All right, the car is wheel hopping pretty bad in the back on the entry, so I'm gonna go ahead and loosen the rear a little bit. I'll be quick as I can because this is the last round. All right, so I loosened the rear and I'm back out. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I do not like how the rear end sounds right now. It doesn't sound good. We got like 10 minutes left in this group, so I'm just gonna send it and hope it doesn't break on track. But once I get back home, we definitely got some shit to look at.
You're gonna have to get that thing out. It's gonna break the radiator.
Okay.
Like try and drive slow back so you don't hit it and break the rad.
All right, thanks. All right, so on my drive back to the pits, I decided I'm not gonna go back out because I do not like how the rear end sounds. It sounds rough. I mean, there's nothing you could see right off the bat that's wrong with it, like if you get up under the car, but yeah, it sounds terrible. So I don't feel like it's a good idea to go back out as it stands right now. Now my fan, let's check this out. Well, he wasn't lying. The fan's just hanging there. I don't know how that happened, but so you can see on both sides, it's got a hole for a bolt and it's got a nut backing. So yeah, at some point both of those bolts came out and this fan just came loose and it's doing its own thing. So I just gotta remove the nose cone and put some bolts in there. I'm not gonna do that today because that was the last round of the weekend. So I'm just gonna load this thing up, get back home, and we got a lot to address when we get home. But first event at Evergreen, first event in this car, and first event in this country. That was pretty cool. So I had a good time. I mean, the track is amazing. It's better than the tracks I go to in the UK. No offense, but it is a much better track. So when we get home, we gotta fix that fan, and we definitely gotta address the rear end and figure out what's wrong with that, because there is something seriously wrong back there. And then just a bunch of small things that we'll go over in the next video. But I hope y'all enjoyed watching this E36 finally get sideways. I put a lot of hard work into this thing over the past 2 weeks. I know it doesn't look like it. It still looks bone stock pretty much, except it's a little lower, but I put a ton of work into this thing. So I'm happy I finally get to enjoy it a little bit. What we didn't acknowledge though is all my welds held up. They held up to, well, I guess there wasn't much weight on them. I did put a bunch of wheels and tires on that side. My battery's back there, that's all good. The bucket seat, the steering wheel, the roll cage, everything's all good. So all my fabrication work with my little experience turned out to be pretty good. Really nothing to be concerned about engine-wise. I mean, it's a stock engine. I didn't touch it, and it didn't really overheat, didn't do anything weird. So really nothing to address there. So I'm gonna load this thing on the trailer, get home. Tomorrow's Monday. I've been working on this thing every day for 2 weeks, so I'm taking a fucking break tomorrow. I'm taking the day off. So thank y'all very much for keeping up with the build series and watching this first video. There's a lot more to come. It's only gonna get better. The car's gonna get better, I'm gonna get better, and the content is just gonna get more entertaining. So stay tuned for that. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.